This is the first assignment you'll be doing in the class. It's called Introduce Yourself, and it is a project. It is going to last at least a week, and it's probably going to carry into week 2. I really want to get to know each and every one of you, and that was the thought process behind when I created this project for you. So what's more interesting than you? Probably nothing. There are 4 parts to this. You're going to find these directions on the classroom. Within these directions are the 4 parts that you'll be doing. So part 1, to get you started, are some questions to answer about yourself. You are going to write responses to these questions, and you'll be graded on your written responses. So in order to see how you'll be graded, there's a rubric here. Basically, I just want to get to know you. So just be honest, you're not being graded on what you say in your answers, but just, the typical spelling, grammar, lots of details. I want a couple sentences for each answer type thing. So to do part 1, if you read the directions here, it just says that on the Google Classroom itself, there's an assignment called Introduce Yourself Questions. I'm going to flip over to the classroom real quick, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. You may have to scroll down, and it's called Introduce Yourself Questions. So you'll click on that, and it will take you to the document. And it looks like, let's go back there. Oh. I'm in the teacher view, so I can't show you right now, and I apologize for that. But you will just have a list of those 8 questions that are listed right here, and you'll answer them on that document. Part 2, after you answer those questions, is to decide what type of project you want to do to show me who you are and how you're unique. So I have some suggestions for you. I want you to kind of check out these different websites and these different tools and decide what you want to do to show me who you are. And if you don't see something here that you like, there's an other. You can always suggest something. Just kind of talk it through with me to see, bounce your ideas off me and see if it's something that we think we can make work. I'm sure it is. You're going to create your project. You're going to make sure that you fit all of those answers to those questions, those things that I wanted to know about you, into your presentation in some sort of way. So this is the really fun part. This is going to take up the majority of your time. So you'll get lots of work time in class to do this. And I'm figuring this will take you probably 2 or 3 class periods to do. That's part 2. You're going to post a rough draft of this on a Google spreadsheet. So that is the part 3. Part 3 is actually posting your rough draft on this spreadsheet, and I gave you the link to it. If you notice at the bottom here, each class has their own tab, so you can click on the tab to go to whatever hour you're in. And first hour already has their names in here, and I'll be adding the names for all of the class periods. But you will just put a link to your project here. So let's say you made a Google slideshow. You will highlight it, copy it, go back here and paste it. Make sure that you click on share so that everybody can see it. And then everybody will be able to see each other's projects. So I'm going to delete this. I will be assigning everybody a letter of the alphabet, and you'll get to look at each other's links and projects, and then you'll be rating everybody eventually a 1 through 4, 4 being the best, based on the rubric for the project. And if you look on the directions here under part 2, there's a rubric that you can look at, and the rubric shows what you have to do in order to get a score of a 4. So you'll look at that rubric, you'll look at everybody's projects, and it's really neat to compare everybody to one another and see what everybody does. You're not saying, oh, he's better than her, or it's not like that. It's just, wow, look at, they made a song, they made a slideshow, they did whatever. It's neat to see everybody's personalities come out with all the different things that they do. So besides rating everybody, you're also going to be giving them comments and suggestions. The best part about this is you get to grade each other before I grade you. So you get to be really honest, but it's called constructive criticism, where you're helpful with your comments to each other so that you can make changes before you turn in your final assignment. And that way, when you turn it in to me, it's really the best that it can be, so that the thought process behind this is you can get the best grade possible before the teacher sees it, right? This worked out great last year. The students were super helpful to each other. So I know that going into this, it worked so well last year. I'm sure it's going to work really well this year. I do it anonymously. You can choose to talk to each other and let each other know what you have to say. But sometimes I think to begin with, when you're anonymous, it allows you a little bit more freedom in your comments. And then as you get more comfortable with each other, you'll just put your names up there and you'll be, fine with it. But since it's so close to the beginning of the year, I think you'll like to be anonymous to begin with. So we'll start out that way. So that is part 3. Part 4 then, once you get your comments from each other, is of course getting to make changes. So based on feedback, I'm going to encourage you to kind of talk to each other throughout the room and show it to each other and sit and talk and move around and figure out what you can do to make it better. And once you do that, then you can make some changes, edit it, and finally when you're ready, you'll publish it, and then you're going to write a paragraph, an argumentative paragraph, telling me what grade you think you deserve and why. So that is right here. This is called your final project. Now, I don't have a due date set for this yet because I'm just going to kind of see how long it takes us to get through the peer editing process, where we look at each other's papers and give each other feedback. I'm thinking that's going to take a day or two to talk to each other and make changes. But once you've made improvements, then you'll copy and paste a link on here to your final project, and I'm the only one that's going to see your final unless you decide to share it with everybody else, which I think is a really great idea. If you put your final on that Google spreadsheet for everyone, plus give it to me so people can see the changes you made. And then you're going to write your argumentative paragraph at the bottom here, where you're going to say, I think I deserve an A, and here are the reasons why. And I'll talk to you more about how to do that on this assignment. I'll make another video. But that's just a quick overview of the process as a whole. And as you come up with questions, of course, you can chat me, you can email me, and you can walk right up to my desk and ask me. So I think this is going to be really fun. Cannot wait to get to know all